And good morning to you, Gav. Swift Falcon's the last two to move up into the gates, third pick in the betting, and we're ready to go. The light is on, and the 2-year-olds are set. They're off and racing now. And jumping best was Sovereign Hill wide out. Good luck to me. Lady Justice position right up behind. Superhero on the improve goes to fourth. Then Graceful Artist, Lulo, Link, Sleuth. Swift Falcon taken back and Chamois last of all. Hieronymus rolls forward here on Sovereign Hill and eventually gets to the front, crossing Lady Justice to lead by 2 lengths now. Good luck to me takes the position down on the rails. Then Graceful Artist next on the inside of Superhero. 2.5 further back to Lulo, Link, Sleuth the outer. A length then to Chanois and Swift Falcon put into a 3-wide position to the 800 metres last. So Sovereign Hill loafing along. 3/4 to Lady Justice. Good luck to me leaders back. 3/4 to Superhero. Then Graceful Artist from Chanois peeling 3 wide. Sleuth is off the bridle. Swift Falcon trying to get around it. And last of all Lulo, Link coming to the turn. Sovereign Hill leads the way from Lady Justice, who's doing it pretty tough there. And now Good Luck to Me comes off the fence. So Sovereign Hill swings by a length on Good Luck to Me, striding to second, and a gap back to Chanois with Falcon wide out. Graceful Artist making ground on the rails, but Sovereign Hill going well. Good Luck to Me under the pump. Swift Falcon starting to eat up the ground wide out. It's Sovereign Hill just in front. Graceful Artist and Swift Falcon chiming in. Swift Falcon, Graceful Artist. They got to Sovereign Hill, but Swift Falcon come from well back in the field, and that's a powerful win. Swift Falcon by a link to Graceful Artist, and Sovereign Hill third. Lulu Link making ground into fourth. A gap to Sleuth. Good Luck to Me. Well, no excuses there. Then Chanois. Lady Justice did work and weekend out, and Superheroes finished tailed off.
Well, Swift Falcon has come from the back and come over the top of them for a pretty dominant win. Jay Ford on board for the Hawks family. So got back, Sovereign Hill skipped by home, but he just kept coming once he got out that crown of the track, and he's improved each time we see him, and he goes on to win. He revelled in those conditions today. So off he goes to victory. Swift Falcon breaking through at start 3 will win over Graceful Artist, whom there was specking for, and has run well. Sovereign Hill, who led them up, winds up in third spot, and Lulo Link will wind up in fourth. That was a good win.
Yeah, it certainly was. Out to the 1400 metres for the first time was the key there, a patient ride, and once Sovereign Hill just got the staggers that last 100 metres, he was there ready to pounce. So he looks a nice prospect going forward. Good to see Graceful Artist bounce back from last start, where she was probably a little bit better than it reads on paper. Blinker's first time, and a more positive ride seemed to spark her into action. Sovereign Hill had to do a little bit of early work there in the early stages, but he did look to get his chance, having backed off there in the middle. And a bit of an eye-catcher from Lulu Link early in her career. She might be one to keep an eye on, but he looks a promising horse, this Swift Falcon.
Yeah, I think the early favourite, Sovereign Hill, got softened up by the riders back to his inside. Jay Ford has set up really, really well. He obviously come from the back of the field, and I think the key to that race was, like you said, Brad, the jump up to the 1400. This horse run through the line terrific last time out. Getting a little bit more room on the outside today was another key, but terrific win there.
And indeed it was. So 4, 11, 1 and 2, and they've clocked 128.08 and 38.29 the last 600 metres. And Steve Thompson is here for the Hawks family today with Swift Falcon, who attacked the line terrific over 1200 the other day, up to 1400. It was ideal.
Yeah, exactly, Gav. He's been looking for that trip, so today we were very confident. It was just the track was the worry. I was a bit worried at the back straight. He didn't look like he was handling it too well. I still don't think he did, but he just showed his class. He's a very nice horse, and we think a lot of him.
Yeah, once he got out to that centre part of the track and he was able to go through his gears, he hit the line well.
Yeah, no, he's a lovely horse, lovely exceedance horse. Michael and John have had a lovely opinion of him, and he's an exciting horse.
The best thing is he seems to be getting better each time we see him.
Yeah, no, he's been that sort of horse that he's always, with racing, he's getting better each run. And next preparation, you should see a nice horse.
Great job.
Thank you.
It's Steve Thompson for the Hawks family there. So in terms of the time, 128.08, 38.29, the last 600 metres when it gets in by a length, with 1.5 between second and third. Well, length by 1.5 are gelding by Exceedance out of a Northern Meteor Mare and Tempting Delight. up to the 1400 metres. But the other day he just seemed to hit a flat spot over the 1200, but he loved that step up in trip today.
Yeah, and the more you watch the replay there, Gav, the better that win becomes, because he was the first horse off the bit. He was chasing a long way out. He gave them a huge head start and really rattled home at the finish. Now, that may have been flattered a touch by a very slow last 600 metres. That's something to keep an eye on as the meeting does wear on, 38.29, but it turned into a bit of a test of stamina late, and that pedigree and 2 runs under his belt really kicked in. So on the strength of that, he'll have no problem getting the mile.
Okay, there's Jay Ford about to come back. We'll see how he found the track out there. They rated a heavy 8, penetrometer of 5.96. First look at it in terms of the winner's stall going the way of Swift Falcon over Graceful Artist, who, as I say, was specced, ran a very creditable race. Sovereign Hill winds up in 3rd spot, and 4th was Lulo Link. Let's head over to Corey with Jay Ford.
Great win, Jay. 1400, great.
Yeah, perfect. Didn't go out with any real plan on a heavy deck. He drew wide. We're just going to ride him how he began, and he didn't go a yard in it, so that took care of that. I just rode him quiet. Had to keep encouraging him through the vast portion of that race. Speed felt a bit better than average for the first part, but he toughed it out. He showed his class. Like I said, I don't think he handled the ground. He still got the job done. So he's a talented horse. You know, he's unlucky the other day. Sometimes barrier 1 isn't the best place to be, and today he could dictate his own fate, and his ability shone through.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Jay Ford wins the first, so the numbers confirmed. 4, 11, 1 and 12 are underway here at Rosehill.
Number 4's out, Navy Blood. 11.35, Navy Blood's out. Late scratching here, Navy Blood. So this will cause significant deductions. They're off and racing. Sumo Star dawdled out of the gates. Other than that, they've jumped well. Flight Crew there. So's the favourite Glen Bauer. Cripps tonight. Rush Hour Posse's up 4th. Then Cecilia from Zuccarino. A couple further back in the field to Conrad, who takes a spot down on the rails. On the inside is Sabrenko. A length and a half, So Good So Cool from Sumo Star. Bluff and Bluster. Navy Blood was a late scratching at the gate. So the favourite holds the front, Glen Bauer. Jay Ford looking for an early double, leads by a length on Cripps tonight. Flight Crew positions 3rd on the rails, tugging along. Then came Cecilia from Rush Hour. Sabrenko gets going. Zuccarino tries to go with it. So Good So Cool moves up wide to get a free run home on her back, followed then by Conrad, who's under the pump from Sumo Star and Bluff and Bluster. Glen Bauer swings in front from Cripps tonight. Flight Crew going up the inside. They're followed by Rush Hour trying to work into the clear. So Good So Cool running on the outside. Glen Bauer's gone now, and Cripps tonight moved up. Here's the stablemate Rush Hour. Rush Hour went up to join Cripps tonight. Flight Crew still there on the rails. It's Rush Hour with the head in front. Flight Crew going to 2nd. It's Rush Hour. Flight Crew is charging up the inside. Flight Crew bobbed and got there. Flight Crew a short half head to Rush Hour, and Cripps tonight's finished 3rd. Then Bluff and Bluster, So Good So Cool, and Zuccarino. Then came Sabrenko. Glen Bauer weakened out from Cecilia, Conrad, and Sumo Star was last to finish.
Thank you.
Well done, Molly. Great ride, good win.
Yeah, definitely. What a tough horse. I was a bit worried probably coming up the inside there because it's been off the last few meetings, but I just had plenty of horse under me, and I thought if I can skip up there and then get a run, I would be happy.
How good is it this time of year for a claiming apprentice to get these opportunities?
Oh, definitely. That 3 kilo on these tracks definitely helps. Hopefully I can keep it for a little bit longer.
Well done.
And Flight Crew landed on time to nose out Rush Hour in the previous. Short head the margin. This is race 3. The light's on and we're good to go. Know Thyself drawn the fence the favourite, and they're off and racing, and jumped nicely Know Thyself. Not contesting the lead though. Ensign Parker, Sasson Cheek there together with Silver Halo. Let Me Entertain You not far away. McKeon pushing through, and Know Thyself is about 6.5 lengths off the lead. This is a tremendous go up front. We'll stay with the leader for the moment. Ensign Parker a half in front. The outside Sasson Cheek. Now, Know Thyself will push through on the rails to get right behind the leader on the inside of McKeon. Let Me Entertain You's cast 3 wide. Silver Halo wide as well. Then Royal Teens, Invasive Dreams, Barcelona Express. Over on the inside as they race down the side of the course, He's a Copy Boy. Wider out final comment from She Have and a Girl's Best Friend last. Ensign Parker ahead in front to Sasson Cheek at the 600 metres. Let Me Entertain You on a 3 wide path on the outside of McKeon, and the favourite poised over on the rails, Know Thyself. Further back to Silver Halo, Royal Teens as they straighten up now. Ensign Parker just rolled off the fence there, gave an inside run to the favourite, Know Thyself, and Bullock quickly seized on it, and Know Thyself pounces on the lead at the 300 metres and kicked a length and a half clear. Ensign Parker, a Girl's Best Friend, is running on stoutly on the outside, but Know Thyself extends further in front, and this is going to be a crushing victory here on the highway. Best strike rate the trainers in the state of New South Wales. Know Thyself by 5. Now, Shehab's charged along the rails to second, a Girl's Best Friend third, and they really gapped the rest. Royal Teens fourth, then Ensign Parker. Further back then to He's a Copy Boy from Barcelona Express, Invasive Dream, Silver Halo. Then Sasson Cheek, McKeon, final comment. And back last of all, Let Me Entertain You.
Oh, he's good, and he might be really good, this fellow. Know Thyself. He rolled up underneath of the leaders coming around the home corner. He got out to better going, but he put him away. And that race was put to bed a long, long way out. It was a matter of how far. He has absolutely bolted in, and he'll be headed to the Wink Skinnies on the strength of that. He's one with his ears pricked. That was a walk in the park, and he revelled in the conditions. He's ticked every box there. One She Had runs second, and a Girl's Best Friend will wind up in 4th spot. As I say, Brad, he might be all right, this bloke.
Yeah, look out, Queensland. He's coming, isn't he? That was a fantastic win. Took up a spot in behind the speed, and once he just saw a bit of daylight towards the inside, it was just going to be a matter of times and margins. So I don't think it was quite the 6.5 lengths that Don't Give a Damn won by back in 2017, but he gave it a fair old nudge. So still lightly raced, and it's all in front of him. A really exciting horse.
Yeah, well, I was a little bit of a doubter after I seen him in the enclosure. I didn't think he was a standout, but he really impressed me with the way that he won. Like you said, Brad, he settled directly in behind the speed, but what I was most impressed about was the turn of foot that he had. He didn't really look like he was travelling great, but once he pushed that button, Aaron Bullock, this horse picked up underneath him and really lengthened well. So on those conditions, super win.
That indeed it was. So 2 wins at 1 second, 4 third, 13 fourth. So the highway winner coming from Scone for Paul Massara, Leah Gavrity Trubber and Aaron Bullock after race 3. Well, we know he was good. He might be real good.
Yeah, he's a serious horse. However, he has been blessed by the barrier gods every start. He always seems to draw a nice gate. Aaron obviously was trying to get off the fence. It wasn't to be, and he had the horse to quicken at the top of the straight and take the rail, and away he went.
Even in those conditions, what a tremendous turn of foot he's got.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just such a nice horse. I think you'll find he goes on any going. He's confident in the ground. He's confident with everything that he does. And obviously he's a smart horse going forward.
I think he knows he's a good sort and a good, he can gallop too.
Yeah, that's the mantra of life.
Well done.
Thank you.
Like I said to Paul from the first day I got on him, he's just blessed with ability, and we haven't seen the best of him yet. It's going to be very interesting to see how good he is and how far he gets. But I just can't wait to see him in a mile. I'm going to have to get on a bit of a diet from now on. Not that I'm not on one, but just to zone right in and hopefully keep the ride. I didn't get the ride first up, so hopefully I can keep it now.
I was about to say, this time of year, it's great for jockeys like yourself, more than capable, to get the opportunities down in the city.
Oh, 100%. And look, I'm not going to say much more than, apart from Paul's just an absolute champion, and so same with Leah and the whole Arrowfield camp. They back me, they give me the chance, and I got no doubt I could do it down here. And look, I'm happy not to tell you the truth, Corey. I applied me trade in the country, and I'm happy to stay there. But I'm just very grateful that when the opportunities come and I get the opportunity down here, I take them with both hands. And look, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Arrowfield. Usually these yellow colours, but look, you can see the initiative this Ladbrokes brings to the race, and they're a step ahead of everyone because of what they've done with this ownership group and how they've got them into it all. And I don't know the whole concept of the whole thing, and I'll stay out of that because jockeys aren't allowed on that side of the fence. But I think it's just great. It's a great initiative. A lot of owners here today, twice as many as were at Newcastle, which today seems to be a bit easier of a watch if any of us were there that day. But it's just very, very rewarding to get on nice horses, and yeah.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.
Magnifico with blinkers on today. Was even money when carrying 76 kilos, winning on the beach in Ireland. Is 21 to win here today. Light on, the gates are back now in the racing. Off the inside, Strathte jumped well with Carrada. Perfect play sent forward, and Vega Magnifico as well. Posing right behind them, Karma Guay. Now going forward out wide is Chingus Prestige, together with Gulf of Mexico, is on a very wide path early. Now several lengths further back in the field to Principessa, who's taken a spot down on the rails. Well back then is Full Field from Mars a bit, and Lyrical Gangsters last of all. Vega Magnifico, the blinkers on a bit sharper today, and races to the lead, out by a length and a half. Gulf of Mexico is doing plenty of work to get to second at the 1400. Chingus Prestige fourth, Carmaguay fourth the rails, and then fifth Perfect Play. Further back to Strathte on the inside of Carrada as they work down the back of the course. They're followed after a length and a half then to Principessa on the inside of Four Victory. Length and a half to Full Field, Mars a bit. Lyrical Gangsters last of all, and about a dozen lengths at least off the lead. So Vega Magnifico, the former Irish runner at the 1,000, leads the way by 2 lengths on Gulf of Mexico. Did plenty of work early. Further back to Chingus Prestige, Carmaguay, Perfect Play a clear fifth. A length and a half to Strathte on the inside of Carrada. Then Principessa from Four Victory, 2 after Full Field, Mars a bit. Lyrical Gangster still last and no better than 12 off the lead. They've got 7.50 to go. Vega Magnifico travelling well by 2 on Gulf of Mexico. Chingus Prestige, then Carmaguay. Perfect Play still in a clear fifth with Strathte improving on the rails. Carrada going between runners. Four Victory deeper out. Principessa with a rails hugging ride, although comes off the fence now and brushed with Full Field as they turn. Vega Magnifico in front. Carmaguay shoving its way off the fence from Gulf of Mexico. Perfect Play starting to wind up nicely, and further back to Carrada. It's Vega Magnifico being tackled by Strathte, Gulf of Mexico. Perfect Play's gone one pace now as Strathte hits the lead, and Strathte shot clear inside the 100 metres. This is a big win coming up for the former Kiwi. Strathte from Gulf of Mexico, who bravely puts herself in a photo for second with Perfect Play. Tight second, then Carmaguay, Carrada, Vega Magnifico and Principessa. Mars a bit running on at the end, then Full Field from Four Victory. Lyrical Gangster never a factor, nor was Chingus Prestige.
Only his second run since coming to Chris Waller from across the Tasman, and how dominant was that? Strathte, when the gap opened up, he darted through and quickly put the race to bed, and that was fairly effortless in the end. He'll go on and win over either. Perfect Play might have bobbed on the outside of Gulf of Mexico. That's pretty tight. Carmaguay shouldered into the clear coming around the corner and looked a threat, but the winner has absolutely bolted in like the previous one.
Yeah, it's a fair way to introduce yourself, isn't it, to Australian racing. Just the second start here, was good at Rosehill there at his first one over the 1,500 metres, warming up late, and look at the dominance. He really charged clear though, so they kept each other busy enough in the early stages, those leaders, but they did look to get a bit of a breather in the middle stages, and once Jay just checked off heels and got a bit of clear running, he really let down. So that's only 10 starts now for this horse, and he's won 3 of them. So, yeah, he might be in for a nice little future here in Australia, Corey.
He was massive here the other day, Brad. He got back, he was second last and last, and he was backing in towards the fence, and Jay Ford was copping mud left, right and centre. He come back and you couldn't even recognise Jay, but this horse had the audacity to still run through the line. I thought it was a really, really good run last time out, and it just showed here again today.
It's absolutely bolted in. So you've got the details there. 10, 11, 7 and 2 on race 4 going the way of Strathte. He's a horse going places, Charlie.
Yeah, he is. Look, he was fantastic today. Jay Ford actually came out with a bit of confidence. Pre-race, obviously, he rode him first up and said he gave him a terrific feel that day. His only concern was whether he was going to pull a little bit going second up, but straight to 2,000. But to his credit, the horse performed well and Jay gave him a peach.
Once that gap opened up, he absolutely darted through it.
Yeah, didn't he? Look, obviously, his father's preferment was obviously was a fantastic racehorse himself. He obviously hasn't performed massively well at stud, but he's obviously put a bit into this son of his. So look, hopefully he can go onwards and upwards from here. Mr. Bruce has been a massive supporter of Chris over the years, and so he owns this outright. So it's a big win.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great ride, Jay. I missed it, but you're really making the most of the opportunities while these bigger boys are away.
Oh, yeah. At least I come to the races with some nicer rides. But it was good. Like, I rode this fella the other day and I was wrapped in how he went. I come here confident he'd run really well. Most importantly, he settled a lot better today. He loves these wet conditions, so he's going to have a good winter. But I love the way he really stretched out on that ground. He sort of really lengthened well, executed really nicely. So, he should have a successful winter campaign.
The riding was on the wall after last start. He got back, he got hammered with mud, but he still had the audacity to run through the line.
He's got stamina and, his wet form credentials are really good. And these gluggy sort of really saturated tracks, it's one thing to be able to get through them, but you've got to have the stamina to go with it, and he certainly's got that. So, look, he feels like he'd go all day, and he relaxed a lot better today with a run under his belt. So, look, he should just progress nicely through the winter, and as long as the tracks stay wet, which they should, he should.
Let's head upstairs. Here's Darren for the 5th.
The final pool is going to be well over 100 grand now with that jackpot. Silvanito moves in and we're ready to go. Captain Fury, the favourite, they're off and racing. Little Contra wasn't great out. True Crime given a positive right out of the gates and is going to lead comfortably by a length or so. How dare you, Pretty Handy, together with Run with the Tide and Captain Fury going through the middle. It's True Crime, a narrow leader in the early part, with Captain Fury parked up on the outside of Run with the Tide. So the favourite 3 wide, Tenderised charges to 4th. How dare you, caught a bit deep on the outside of Tiger Town. Little Contro goes back on the outside of Primo and 2 lengths away to Silvanito. True Crime holds the front, out by a length. Run with the Tide goes to 2nd clearly. Tenderised 3rd, the Rouse Captain Fury back to 4th. A length further back to How Dare You in a 3 wide position. Tiger Town back in the ruck. There followed by Little Contro being reined along from Primo, and Silvanito sees them all. 500 metres to run. True Crime from Run with the Tide. Captain Fury on a wide path. Then came Tenderised. How Dare You under the pump as they turn. True Crime full of running. Extends the lead to 2. 3 lengths on Tenderised, and then came Captain Fury. How Dare You trying to respond to pressure. True Crime at the 250 coming back to them, and now Captain Fury and Tenderised are closing in. A length further back to How Dare You. Captain Fury, the favourite, races to the lead inside the 100. It's drawn a length and a half clear. It's all over now. The captain's home. Captain Fury from the fast finishing Silvanito. And Little Contra got up for 3rd, then Tenderised. Tiger Town just missed the top 4, followed by True Crime. How Dare You. That was pretty plain at the end. Then Run with the Tide, and Primo was last to finish.
What a great first preparation he's having. Captain Fury beaten the other day by a smart one whom we'll see later in Franz Joseph, but today they didn't make it easy for him. He had to sit 3 deep. They couldn't get in, or Josh couldn't get in, through no fault of his. There wasn't a spot and he just kept coming. A good dog, a determined win. He wins his 3rd race at start 4 over Silvanito for Australian Bloodstock. There was an eye catcher from the back. Little Contro ran on well into 3rd spot, and Tenderised Brad wound up 4th.
Yeah, and have a look at those totes. $2.10, $2, so absolutely crunched. So he was really well supported late, and didn't he show some fight there? He was wide, he was working, he had it all to do there, turning for home, but he dug in. So not the biggest horse, but there's an edge in there, and he's done a fantastic job to do this all in his first preparation.
Yeah, he's definitely got a big heart there, Brad. As you stated, he was 3 deep pretty much the whole trip. You could see Josh Parr trying to come back and wrestle him into a spot, one off the fence, but the speed was just slacking him in front of him and coming back at him, so he ended up having to sit 3 wide. His wheels spun there for a little while when he first straight for home, but the way that he attacked the line, this horse is a really good horse, I think.
Okay, he's a very promising horse in the making, as I say, doing it all in his first prep. 5, 3, 4 and 13 on race number 5. What an outstanding first preparation he's having.
Yeah, he is. He's tough. He obviously had a bit of a rough time of things in the early and middle stages of that race, so he had to be good to pull it out and win today. He's obviously adaptable on track conditions. I know he obviously won on the Kenzo on a heavy track, but this is very heavy today. So, look, ticks a lot of boxes and certainly going the right way.
They didn't make it easy for him, did they?
No, they didn't. But it's good competitive riding. Nor should they. If you're riding against $2 shot, you should be making it a little bit harder for them. So, look, full credit to the opposition, but he was obviously just a little bit too good for them today.
Not a lot of him, but he's got an engine, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not a massive boy, but first racing preparation, he's done more than what we can ask. He's now Saturday winner, and so I'll see what Chris wants to do and whether we put him away and aim up for a spring campaign. But no, it's exciting and great for the Hermitage, who are good supporters of the stable.
Terrific stuff.
Thank you.
Great ride, Josh. Good win.
Thanks, Brownie. I'll let them know. We had a quick joke off camera. I said you can even slaughter these things to victory. They're that easy to ride.
He's a nice horse, isn't he?
He's really nice, yeah. He's very talented. He's still on the up, which is a promising thing for the team. And he overcome a little bit of adversity there today, and he just had panels on them.
Well done.
Thank you.
$90 about Demiani and $4 about left field. They're holding most of the money late, but that interesting late move for the top weight.
Here's Darren, race 6.
Ha goes in. Bit of late support, and they're off and racing now. And Dazzling Lucy jumped well with left field, and Ha pressing on, followed by a Marty in the purple cap going to fourth in advance of Miss Jennifer. Then Silent Raindrops, and again taken back with Demiana. And Hide Your Heart settles last of all, 1,000 to run, and Ha leads the way by 2 on Dazzling Lucy. In third position, over on the inside is a Marty, followed then by left fielder half the outside. Further back to Miss Jennifer racing in the club colours in advance of Silent Raindrops. 2 off to win again. Hide Your Heart and Demiana, the equal favourite for the race, is back last and about 8 off the front runner. It's Ha a length in front from Dazzling Lucy. A Marty well positioned. So's left field the outside. 2 further back to Miss Jennifer from Silent Raindrops, and again Hide Your Heart. And Demiana will have to come from last to win it. Coming around the turn, and Ha turns in front from Dazzling Lucy. Now left field being roused along on the outside of a Marty. Further back to Miss Jennifer, Silent Raindrops, and again, forget about Demiana, she's still last at the 300, and Lucy moved up. Dazzling Lucy put the head in front from Ha, getting an inside runner, Marty. Left field's not doing enough. Right up the inside of Marty's thundering home. A Marty in the purple cap stormed along the rails to beat them comfortably. Ha, a good second in front of Dazzling Lucy. Then Miss Jennifer. Now, where are these favourites? Left field weakened out. And again, Hide Your Heart, Silent Raindrops, and Demiana. Never a factor. Something must have gone amiss there. Never likely.
Right up along the rails, or close enough to it, goes a Marty. Second up from a break, Sam Clipperton on board. The Chris Waller after a third behind Demiana. First up at Warwick Farm, and this mare loved it out there today. She's got a terrific wet track record, and she adds to it there. When it looked like Adams Hieronymus had stolen it with Dazzling Lucy after she hit the front, but it was gathered in. Ha. There was an excellent run first time on our shores. Led them up and was headed. Showed a great kick. 9 wins at 1 second, 3 third of Miss Jennifer. Brad wound up in 4th.
Yeah, great ride there from Sammy Clipperton. Right up the fence, rode the patient race, and once Ha just rolled off, he said thank you very much, and she was strong right through the line. So clearly returned well. That's now 3 wins from 23 starts, so doesn't win out of turn, but good to see her back in the winner's stall. And as you say, Gab, just relish those conditions. She's a mare with a really good record on wet ground. Encouraging first run for Ha. You'd think she can only bounce off that. She was coming again through the line, if anything, so might be looking for a touch further, and Dazzling Lucy stuck on. So I think you'd be very forgiving of those horses that got out the back. They just never got the chance to get into the race.
Yeah, great ride by Sammy. Like you said, Brad, nice and patient. Back towards the inside there. Once he got the split, this horse really lengthened. It's amazing, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of luck back on a jockey's side. It's amazing what it can do. So great work, Sammy Clipperton.
It was only, I think it was a fortnight ago that he got a winner here on a wet track. I think for Chris, from memory.
Wave Rider Boy, so it was his first winner since the middle of January, so job well done.
So the numbers confirmed, 9, 1, 3 and 11 on race number 6. When we return to Rosehill, race 7 will kick off the quaddie, due to go local time at 2:30. Well, that was terrific. She pulled clear in the end.
Yeah, didn't she? Look, she obviously didn't have to cover any extra ground. Sam gave her a lovely ride, just along the inside, and then they came off the inside fence, which just gave her the saloon passage. So it was great to see her get her head in front. She obviously relishes these soft conditions, which she's probably hasn't actually had for a long time, excluding her run prior to today. As Denise Martin from Star Thoroughbreds just said, she's the last Sebring ever sold at public auction, or Sebring yearling sold at public auction. So it's obviously a big moment for the Star Thoroughbred team. And yeah, it's great to see.
Perfect time of year for her, isn't it? She loves a wet track.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, hopefully she can win a couple more at Saturday grade. Obviously, she can build a bit of a bank, and then if there's a little bit of black type somewhere, then that'd be obviously great to achieve as well. But more than happy to take the win for today and then work out where she measures up.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Sammy. Great ride. Mr. Waller must be happy with that.
Hope so. Been getting some nice opportunities off him, and it's good to go out and execute with those opportunities. So long may it continue.
You had a great run in the race.
I did. I was able to bang her out, and I would have loved to have stayed one off in the 1-1, but I didn't want to be sort of getting in an argument with anyone to do so in terms in trying to keep my filly's confidence up. So it's just a matter of having her travelling. She relishes the wet conditions. I was quite confident coming into the race that she's probably the best wet tracker in the race. Gay's horse in front just rolled off slightly, and to my horse's credit, she booted through, and I think she just needed a bit of confidence like she got today, and she ended up winning quite impressively.
The jockey's got some as well.
He's starting to creep up there a bit now too, yeah, which is good. Been a little bit dry of late, but and this time last year I was up in Queensland winning a Stradbroke, so it's nice to get the confidence levels back up at home.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Well, it's been a year since her last success at Passagiata, and she's been a massive drifter in the last 5 minutes. Hanau's off the map, clear favourite, and the light is on. Leg one of the quaddie at Rosehill. Racing. Jumping sharply, Passagiata as expected, while Botanica going forward out wide from in flight, and One Destiny surging through. They're followed by Stupendo, Cinematic Star, and the last two are now slicing through. Zarina Saphir's being dragged back to last. Passagiata leads the way by a length on Wild Botanica. In flight rails to third in advance of One Destiny. Further back to Cinematic Star, now and wider out there. Down the side of the course, Stupendo, and 2 lengths away to Zarina Saphir. It's Passagiata being cuddled coming to the turn by 3/4 Wild Botanica. Then in flight One Destiny, and now is going through the middle of the ruck as they straighten up, and Wild Botanica really pouring on the pressure now to Passagiata. Wild Botanica and Passagiata, and Wild Botanica bounded away from Passagiata. 2 lengths in front from One Destiny, and now gets to the outside. Then come in flight and Cinematic Star. Wild Botanica sprint was short-lived. One Destiny goes to it. One Destiny, Wild Botanica in flight, thundering home on the rails. In flight, bursting up the inside, went home well, too well, won it by 3/4. I think One Destiny second, an inch in front of Wild Botanica, and Hanau was next, followed by Cinematic Star. Passagiata weakened out from Zarina Saphir and Stupendo.
Well, the fence does seem okay. There's another one. In flight, was in full flight. Jay Ford with another winner. This time for Joe Pride. Third up today, and has got up underneath the other pair to go on and win over the one that was very well spec'd, One Destiny, who's run a very cheeky race. Wild Botanica was the one up eyeballing Passagiata and pouring on the pressure. And Hanau, who was just a little bit all over the shop on the wet track, first up from a break and will wind up in 4th spot. But near enough to the fence, there's another one that wins. In flight, takes out race 7.
Yeah, third winner of the day that has drawn barrier 1, so I don't think it's becoming any coincidence. You don't want to be too far off the fence there. It has looked an advantage all day, so good to see this mare bounce back. Or she was so good there first up, just floundered in the conditions second up, but she's building a nice little record, executed well, parked up in behind the speed, and once Passagiata just left the door open, she darted through for Jay Ford with the 53.5 on her back. So 7 starts, 3 wins. She's a mare that's doing a nice little job this time in, Corey.
He's riding like a man possessed at the moment, Jay Ford. He's putting him in all the right spots, getting all the right runs, and I totally agree, Brad. There's a couple of runners that have got sort of out in the middle of the track, 6 or 7 off, and they really haven't sort of ripped to the line like they normally do here at Rosehill. Normally it's the sort of the fence that's off, you have to be out in the middle, but it looks like the fence is favouring today. But another terrific ride there by Jay Ford.
So 3/4 of a length the winner gets in by, and the winner there in flight wins her third race at start number 7, filly by Flying Artie. And she won at Gosford first up, came here to Rosehill a fortnight ago, and she puts another win on her curriculum vitae this afternoon. 14, 12, 7 and 5. The numbers after race number 7. With Joe, a lovely patient ride. He just had to wait for that gap and she drove through.
It was a good effort. I sort of was on record. I saw it on social media last start saying if it rained, double your bet, and I copped a bit of criticism over that because it rained. Be careful what you wish for. It was rain on race day and it was terrible. She was dipping and diving and didn't really like the track that day. Similar thing, not a similar thing, heavy track again today, but the difference in tracks when you've got rain on race day can be quite dramatic, and she was good in that today, and it was a good win. She's a nice filly.
It was lovely to see her really quicken in those conditions out there.
Yeah. She's quite promising. She's only lightly raced, and she's going through the grades pretty quickly, which is good. A Saturday winner already early in her career. She's one bred by Kerry Tibby, and Kerry stayed in the ownership. She's a fantastic judge, Kerry. She really knows what she's doing, and congratulations to her and our team here.
As you say, an important Saturday win for her.
It is. She's a nice filly going places, and I'll be interested to get Jay's feedback because he hasn't sat on her before. So,
well done.
Thank you.
And possessed, Jay, 3 wins. When was the last time you had 3 wins on a Saturday?
I got no idea. Maybe I'm just a wet tracker.
No, you're better than that, mate. Great job there.
Yeah, look, she's another one of proven's that just fly under the radar and just go through their grades slowly, and she's got a lovely record, building a lovely record. Obviously the other day things didn't go her way on probably a different sort of heavy rain affected track, whereas today she was able to travel a lot more comfortably. Initially the first portion of the straight took a while to get a bit of confidence and get her footing in the ground, but she was the strongest horse late and that showed. So like I said, she's got a great little record and she's one on that upward spiral, so she's with the right bloke that just continues to go through the grades.
Could there be a 4th?
What race are we up to?
7, 8 coming up.
No, I don't know.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Who's about to link in. Keegan Latham for Annabelle Neesham, and they'll be right for the Kia Winter Cup over the 1.5 miles. Here's Darren.
Ready for the Kia Winter Cup. They're off and racing now. And a pretty clean dispatch overall. Mount Popper handled the start well from barrier 4. It's got the inside division covered. Now, Whiteout U Spirit going forward. Sir Luke and ambling forward. Hopeful out very deep. Then came Funambulist through the middle, Gonchurin cast behind from Spaycaster and Body Ezra. So Mount Popper in front from Sir Lucan and New Spirit rolling on. Now Hopeful's in a tricky position. Caught 3 wide turning out of the straight. Funambulist pushes through with Torrens right up there on the fence. Now third last Spaycaster from Gonchurin and Bonnie Ezra is the last one. Mount Popper leads at the 1800 metres. New Spirit strides up on the outside of Torrens, is wedged between runners. 2 further back to Sir Lucan, so Hieronymus riding him with a bit of patience today off the speed. Funambulist takes the run on the fence. Now Hopeful had to go back a few slots. Just trying to get in now, one off the fence. So it looks like Hopeful will camp right behind Sir Lucan. Then Spaycaster. It's been a big day for J4 with the riding treble. Shooting for 4 on Spaycaster is third last. Gonchurin and Bonnie Ezra are the last 2. Working to the back, and New Spirit got to the front from Mount Popper. There's 3/4 between them. Torrens pretty handy today in third, 2 off the leaders. Followed then by Funambulist on the inside of Sir Lucan. A gap of 2, 2.5 to Hopeful from Spaycaster, then Gonchurin. Bonnie Ezra's last of all, so they're well inside the halfway mark of the Kia Winter Cup here at Rosehill, and leading the way is U Spirit by 3/4 to Mount Popper. They've got 1,000 to go now. Torrens camp behind them. 2 off to Funambulist, 3/4 then to Sir Lucan. Still 2 further back to Hopeful. On the outside is Spaycaster, Gonchurin. Bonnie Ezra sees them all, and Bonnie's about 8 off the front runner. 800 to go. U Spirit a half in front to Mount Popper, and now Torrens is starting to pull a bit and moves up into a 3-wide position. So Torrens and Mount Popper serve it up to U Spirit. Mount Popper rolls to the front narrowly from U Spirit. Torrens the outside. 2 further back to Sir Luke and Funambulist, and now Hopeful being stoked up as the field really starts to compact coming to the turn. Mount Popper got to the front from Torrens. Hopeful's on the scene now, and Sir Lucan behind them. 2 further back to Gonchurin at the 300 metres, and Hopeful puts the cards on the table early, and Hopeful races to the lead from Mount Popper and Sir Lucan is showing plenty of fight today. Plenty of fight. Sir Lucan laying it down to Hopeful inside the 200. It's Sir Lucan getting the upper hand from Hopeful. Clear from the rest, but Sir Lucan, this is a big turnaround in 7 days. Sir Lucan, ridden with a bit of patience today, too good for Hopeful. Photo third, Mount Popper and Gonturan. Then came Bonnie Ezra from Funambula, Spey Cast at Torrens, and a long last was You Spirit.
Yeah, that was more like him today. Sir Lucan on the back up, 2,000 up to 2,400 metres, and ridden an absolute treat by Adam Hieronymus. He waited for the gap, burst through. Hopeful had made the circling run, but was no match. 1 defeats 2, tight third. 9 and 3 in that photo. Ganturan on the outside, and also Mount Popper, but Sir Lucan back to his brilliant best today.
Yeah, it's Ganturan who has run third there, getting home late to run into that third position to beat Mount Popper. So 1, 2, 9 and 3, Sir Lucan. That's the real Sir Lucan. A bit of a dip there last time out, not sure what to make of that, but he bounces back to form on the back of a more patient ride. So just rode him with a bit of a sit there, Adam Hieronymus, and that proved the difference. You thought that Hopeful was just smoking into the race at the right time, but to his credit, he simply outstayed that horse. So Sir Lucan bounces back, good to see that. Hopeful stuck on really well, so he's come back particularly well himself, but he had no real excuses there.
Yeah, that's the key to him there today, Brad. I think just ridden that little bit quiet, a little bit more patient, just letting him come up underneath you from the top of the straight. But a great ride there by Adam Hieronymus. But that was the real Sir Lucan. He's just one of those tradesman-like type of horses. He's not brilliant, but he's just tough. Great win.
Okay, so you've got the details there. 1, 2, 9 and 3 at the halfway point of the quaddie, with 2 to come from Rosehill. Well, Paney on the back up, and that was more like it today.
Yeah, it was beautiful, wasn't it? It was Adam rode him an absolute treat. I think what happened to him last week, do not know. But look, we love Gain Adrian's horses backing up. When they back up, they just fire. Don't ask me why, but they do. And the pace was on, so Adam got him to settle back 4th or 5th. And look, he just surged into the race, from the 300 and really fought on. So the real Sir Lucan stood up today.
He doesn't have to lead.
No, he doesn't have to lead. Our other horse, rolled along and led. And it was a good, just a nice tempo, which suited Sir. Because he can get, he's a funny old horse. He can get sort of his head up in the air and over race and that. But Adam just, had his hands back down on his neck and just roll along, in himself, and was pretty to watch.
Yeah, he's as you said earlier, there can be 2 of him, but the right one turned up today.
Oh, thank goodness! Yeah, we needed one of them to turn up. We had two old fellas in that race, and they've been both good horses for the stable. So it's just great that actually one of them turned up on the day and had a go.
Good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Adam. That was the real Sir Lucan today.
It is. It's very important to get it right, get the first half right, and once he finds that rhythm. He does have a good turn of foot, and we're able to show that today.
Did you feel the winner the long way out?
Yeah, I did. Obviously, his runs have been good this preparation, and the biggest thing was just to not rush him early and find a nice, comfortable position. The speed was on early, which was always going to enhance our chances, but when I got into a nice position midfield and he travelled so sweetly through the run, it's just a matter of keeping him balanced. Obviously, he's playing sort of towards the inside today, and I'm trying to save ground, and we're able to do so. And he showed a good turn of foot on the heavy track.
Well done.
Thank you.
Silasada complete the line. Here's Darren.
At Leichhardt, the Titans 10 lead, West Tigers 6, and the lights on for race 9 here at Rosehill. Franz Joseph very short now. Racing. Jump well, Franz Joseph off the inside. Danish Princess surging forward together with I'm in to winner. And Franz Joseph, the short price favourite, will sit third. A length clear from Vegas Outlaw. Nails Murphy, the field stringing out early. Then Tara Shock going up the fence from deficit. Well back Alapicano. From our Anchorage, then the Dramatist, Grassless Styler. And Presso settles last of all. Danish Prince has gone pretty quickly here and has the field strung out. Steadies the speed there, and I'm in to win. Back back in town today, sits up in second. 2 lengths away to Fran Joseph, a length and a half Vegas Outlaw. Then came Nails Murphy from Tara Shock Deficit. Our Anchorage. Then came Alapicanto, the dramatist, up the fence. Second last is Grassless Styler, and Presser last at least 14 lengths off the lead. So Danish Prince went hard. I'm in to win, goes up to eyeball it now, a long way out, and Fran Joseph sits back in a distant third. A couple off to Vegas Outlaw from Nails Murphy, a lot of these off the bridle. Then Tara Shock from Deficit and Alapicanto hooking 3 wide, starting a run. Danish Prince on the fence, just led, but quickly I'm in to win. Put it to bed. 2 lengths away to Fran Joseph, putting in big strides, giving chase. I'm in to win at the 300. Ahead in front to Danish Prince, a length and a half to Fran Joseph, who hasn't got there yet. Then Nails Murphy, and further back to Tara Shock. Now he's putting in big strides. Fran Joseph moves up on the outside of I'm in to win. Fran Joseph puts the head in front. Fran Joseph just in front and wins. Fran Joseph a long neck to I'm in to win, and Danish Prince. Those leaders showed plenty of fight. Nails Murphy a clear fourth. Gap back to Deficit from Vegas Outlaw, Our Anchorage. Then came Presser from Tara Shock, Grassless Styler, the dramatist. Alapicanto dropped out to finish last.
Well, he's virtually impossible to knock, Franz Joseph. He's done it again. And it looked like he was made earn it there by I'm in to win, who gave a good kick. But then the big boy with the big strides came, the chestnut with the white blaze. And over the top of them, he goes heavily backed. And he justifies market confidence. And he'll be off to Corbould Park for the Wink Skinnies, or up there for the Wink Skinnies next. Big win. Franz Joseph takes it out. A second goes the way of I'm in to win, and then down to Danish Prince, who wound up in third spot. Nails Murphy fourth. Too good the fave.
Yeah, on speed dominated race. Franz Joseph, it seemed it took an eternity to finally wear those leaders down. He ends up winning by half a length there and showed really good determination. He didn't look to travel all that comfortably there once the speed went on, but to his credit, he found a way, which good horses do. So now 4 wins from just 5 starts, so you can't do much more than that as you work your way through the grades, and showed a bit of versatility. That's the first time he's won in his career from taking a trail.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Brad. I just think he added another big string to his bow there. He had to chase that really hot speed. He was under pressure coming to the home turn, but he dug deep and really hit the line strong. So again, I think he's added a big string to his bow there today.
Numbers here, 6-1, 13 and 9, with one to come from Rosehill. Well, Gerald, he just finds a way, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Lovely horse.
He's a nice horse. He's progressing well. I was talking to Ron during the week, and he asked what would be his best distance, and I can't wait to get him to 1,800 or 2,000. But do we have to do it this time round, or just play it by ear and see? But there's benchmark race, same journey here in a fortnight, and there's an 1,800, 88 in 3 weeks. So we'll just see how he does, He'll only have one more run and then go out.
Wing Skinnies, have you ruled that out, or it's an open book? You'll decide.
Well, I don't know. The races are here for him. You've got to go 12 hours in a float, settle in, go up to Sunshine Coast, where the next 3 races we've had on his agenda we could pick from are all on his home track, and there's not heaps difference in prize money. Sure, it's a listed race, but he's a gelding. We don't have his mother, we don't have his sisters, so we'll just go chasing prize money. And as Ron said the other week, don't bring in the Queensland just because of me, because he said I'll still sit at home and watch him on the couch. So we'll just try and get some money in the bank for Ron.
Yeah, good on you, mate. You'll pull the right rein. Well done.
Try hard.
Well done, K-Mac. That was a tough win.
It was, yeah. Hard work, Brownie, out there today. But he's a nice big horse. He looked a treat in the yard. I heard you say about his coat. He did look he looked in great order. So Gerald and Sterling done a good job with him. But it was a good win, because at the 600, the track's at its worst between sort of the 600 and the 300 around the corner. And I was a tiny bit worried actually as we were trying to get through that. But to his credit, we sort of balanced up and came up out of that, and then he was a winner at the furlong. Yep.
They made him work, but did you think the leaders were going to drop off a bit sooner?
I possibly did. I know Danish Prince doesn't mind it, and he's a tough campaigner, and obviously Amy's horse was up there outside him, so I probably did expect to get to the front a little bit easier, but my fellow toughed it out well. Yep. Thank you.
Here's Sandpaper going in, and Manelli right. Here's the last with Darren.
Over 1,300 metres. So they're all locked and loaded for the last here at Rosehill. And the red blinking light really standing out now. Off and racing, Sir Ravanelli was last out of the gates, and Elson Boyd charges to the early lead with Baroque Road coming across quickly. Testator Salens is on the scene as well, and Ung Pao pretty handy in fourth. In front of Step Aside, then came Elson Boyd from further back Peace Officer. Abel Willie's back there on the inside. As Peace Officer snatched up, Sandpaper gets back, Sir Ravanelli up the fence, and Cool Jakey's been taken back to last after the sharp start. Elson Boyd in front. Elson Boyd up by a length and a half to Baroque Road on the outside of Testator Salens. Then came Ung Pao up on the outside of the favourite Step Aside. Two off to Abel Willie. Then came Peace Officer, Sir Ravanelli, Cool Jakey. Last of all is Sandpaper. Over 500 metres to go. Elson Boy shooting for 6 in a row today. Leads from Baroque Road. Ung Pao moves up 3 wide, followed by Testator Salens being shoved along, and Step Aside 2 lengths away in 5th. Elson Boy into the straight, 300 metres to go. Chelsea Hillier said, "What you got, boy?" Elson Boy still 2 in front. Ung Pao's the margin abbreviator on the outside, and then came Testator Salens. Elson Boy in front. From Ung Pao into a clear second, then Testator Salens. But Elson Boy's full of running, and the boy does it again. 6 in a row. Elson Boy led all the way. Testator Salens got the bob for second, a half head in front of Ung Pao. Gap back to Sir Ravanelli, then Sandpaper from Step Aside, Baroque Road, Abel Willie, Peace Officer, and Cool Jakey among the tail enders.
Oh, he's a revelation, and he's utterly unstoppable, and he's done it again. Elson Boy to win 6 on the trot. Darlun all the way from Dubbo, and Chelsea Hillier with another city winner goes all of the way to win the last over Testator Silence. Ung Pao, who tried hard, and fourth will go the way, I think, of Sir Ravanelli. Will confirm all of the details. What a story. And Elson Boy continues on his winning ways to wrap up Rosehill. Well, you're unstoppable and he's unstoppable.
I hope so, mate. I just hope it keeps going.
He never looked like stopping there, did he?
No, he travelled good. I tell you what, it's been hard at home. Like, I come down a month ago and they got washed out. We went home, we've had no track, you know, like they're putting a new poly track in at Dubbo, and I haven't been able to get on the grass. I got on there once last Tuesday. I've been working him down the back on a little trot and canter track, you know, and Thursday morning he thought, gee, I want to do a little post work here, but you can't go post work, you know, you want to take off, or mate, you got to come back, otherwise we'll end up through the fence, you know, but he's just a type of horse that you don't have to do a great deal with him, you know, and he's just a pleasure to have around, mate.
And he gets on so well with Chelsea, they're best mates.
They are, yeah, and Chelsea does a good job on him. I'd say to Chelsea, go forward on him, Chelsea, hunt him up, put him there, because he also runs a bit on fear. I said, if he gets beat, it's my fault, you know, so that's perfect.
Mate, they're calling him the Dubbo Destroyer. What do you reckon?
Well, I hope he just keeps destroying them.
Good on you, mate. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations, Chelsea. I know you've ridden a Saturday Sydney winner before, but it was in Scone. How did that feel today?
Yeah, so good. I, again, don't really have words, but I'm just really lucky to be associated with a great trainer, some really good owners, and a really, really good horse. So,
what a tough little bugger.
Oh, he's unreal. Like, he just keeps going. He just won't stop. As soon as he can hear the horses coming, he just keeps, and he's really not been tested. So, who knows how good he is.
There's not a lot of him, but there's a lot of upside.
Yeah, and he was a lot fresher today than what he has been the last 2 runs, just given that he missed a run in between. So I thought, he might be a bit strong, but no, he was beautiful. He's every bit as good as he was last start, and hopefully he's better again next time.
Well done.
Thank you.